Welcome! Did you know that based on the word you choose to describe someone, it can tell a lot about what you feel about them and how you feel about them? Today we're going to talk about how to describe people and their personalities. How one quality could be described in very different ways. Before that, hi, I'm Ajit from Capshine. Capshine is a revolutionary learn it together English fluency program. With Capshine, learning English is easy, quick, fun, affordable, and effective. And of course, we promise a whole new you in 6 months or less. So before we go any further, let's look at what this means to have positive and negative connotations, how to describe someone using words and descriptive words specifically. Let's look at a few examples. Look at the word conversationalist. Conversation, we know what that means. So someone who's a conversationalist is someone who can carry a conversation forward. They're able to keep speaking, they're able to engage others. Essentially, you're saying something very good about this person. You're saying his or her quality is positive, right? So that's a positive word. But on the other hand, someone likes to talk a lot, but you call them chatty, that is sort of a negative word. Right? Notice how by changing the word to describe, even though I'm describing the same quality, right? They both like to talk. I have gone from a positive thing to a negative thing. Similarly, pragmatic, someone who is realistic, someone who doesn't have ideas of, unrealistic ideas, who keeps things practical, is pragmatic, right? That's pragmatic. But if you call, if it's a little more extreme, if they think, okay, this can never happen, they're always negating things. They're saying, this can never work out, everything will go bad. Then you call them a pessimist. Again, there's a very fine line between these two. These two people have very similar qualities, just that this person is known for the ability to know what will work and what won't work. This person just thinks everything will fail, right? Optimistic. So someone being optimistic has positive ideas, sort of opposite of pessimistic. This is a positive word, someone who feels that things will work out, someone who's very positive about life. But on the other hand, if someone is very positive without any evidence or any kind of sense of reality, right? They're just positive about everything will happen, right? They're being childish. They've lost their sense of reality. We call these people naive. This is a negative word. Similarly, heroic and foolhardy. Heroic is to be very brave, someone who takes risks, someone who is able to go beyond what normal people would do. Foolhardy is also that, but heroic is a positive word. Foolhardy is when you take unnecessary risks, do stupid things because you're taking risks, right? So something heroic would be to go into a building that's burning and save a child. It's not something a normal person would do. It's heroic, it's bold, it's brave. But if you do that when there's no one inside, you just run into a burning house, that's foolhardy, right? There's no need for you to go there and you're just taking unnecessary risks. Foolhardy. So let's look at some qualities and see how these can have different meanings to them, different words associated with this particular quality. Sociable. So if someone is extroverted, that essentially means that they are open, they're very sociable, they like interacting with people, they get energy out of interacting with people. But on the other hand, introverted is considered a negative word, someone who does not like socializing, someone who likes to spend time with themselves, right? So to be not sociable is introverted. Similarly, the word gregarious, this is a big word. Again, we're going to see a lot of big words today. Greg means society or crowd. So someone who's gregarious is someone who likes being around other people. They're like the life of the party. Very, very sociable people. On the other hand, if you're reclusive, a reclusive is someone who is like a monk or a yogi. A recluse is someone who lives in a cave away from society. So if you're like that, if you like to stay away from people and just, sit by yourself and not interact with people, then you are reclusive or aloof, right? All these words are negative, which means you're not sociable and they're considered negative because of that. On the other hand, being very sociable is considered a positive thing and therefore extroverted, gregarious, a social butterfly, all of these are positive words. If you know more words to describe these, do put them in the comments. We can also talk about whether someone is stylish or not, how well they dress, whether they're presentable. So if someone is dapper, right? This word dapper essentially means someone is very stylish, usually used with men, right? Someone knows how to dress correctly. Someone knows how to be stylish, and they're, well-pressed shirt, and they present themselves well. They're dapper. On the other hand, if someone looks like that and goes to an interview, they are disheveled. They have not taken care of themselves. They look very unkempt, right? Disheveled. Similarly, debonair is also another word, again a very advanced word, which means having class and sophistication. Dressing that way, putting the right perfume, wearing the right kind of jewels. You've taken care to be very presentable and to be stylish. On the other hand, scruffy means that you haven't taken any care. You've just, you're wearing torn jeans, you're wearing a torn t-shirt, you've not taken a bath, you're scruffy, right? So both of these are negative words which talk about the lack of style or the lack of hygiene. These, on the other hand, show style and that you've taken care to be presentable and look fashionable, right? Speaking of being fashionable, the best way to impress people is to speak English fluently. So what I would suggest you do is check out the 30-day free trial, with which you get speaking opportunities, you get to learn and practice as a group, you get a personal coach who gives you recommendations and multiple tools to help you improve your foundational skills. Do check it out, and I'll tell you where to find it out in the end. Let's continue. So if you want to describe someone who is predictable, right, stable, unstable, there are a few words as well. Again, remember some advanced words coming up. Nonchalant, right? Someone who is not bothered about what happens, someone who is not, who is not bothered by things that happen around them, right? So they will react the same way whether things are going bad or things are going well, right? They're very stable, they're very predictable, they keep cool even in the face of adversity. Nonchalant, right? They're not affected by external events. On the other hand, volatile could be used to describe someone who is very, very unpredictable. They're like a volcano, they could erupt at any point, right? So maybe if you meet a volatile person, you're always sort of stepping very carefully. You're always careful about what you say, how you behave, because they could erupt, they could explode at any moment. Volatile. Cool as a cucumber. This is an idiomatic phrase, a verbal phrase, or rather a phrasal verb, and it means a very similar thing. To not let things affect you. You're very cool, you're very cool-headed, things don't get to you. On the other hand, mercurial, it comes from Mercury, right? So Mercury, essentially the planet, goes from 200 degrees Celsius to minus 200 degrees Celsius in the span of a few hours. So if you know someone like that, who's very, very joyful, who's very, easy to go with, and in 1 minute, and then completely changes to becoming a very unpredictable person the next, then they are mercurial. To be very unpredictable, you can't predict what they're going to do next. Again, you tend to be very careful around them because you don't want that negative vibe around you, right? So volatile, mercurial means someone is unpredictable, they'll behave very unpredictably, and these words show that someone is very stable. Also, if someone is nice, the word agreeable means someone is nice. They will take efforts to make sure the other person feels comfortable. They'll make sure you get the best deal if you're transacting with them. Agreeable. It's also a personality type, right? Disagreeable, on the other hand, are people who are bullies, who will try to get the best deal for themselves even if it hurts you. Agreeable, disagreeable. Again, these are personality types as well. A negative word for this is people pleaser, someone who tries to please other people. Again, agreeable people tend to be that, but if you're a people pleaser, then you sort of have a lot of negative connotations attached to it. Like the teacher's pet, for example, is a negative term, right? On the other side, you have domineering, someone who likes to take control, someone who doesn't let other people control them, domineering. And finally, flexible, whether someone is flexible or not. On the one side, you have tractable. Tract means move, and in one of our previous videos, we spoke about this root. Tract meaning movable. So someone who is easy to be moved, who's easy to be convinced, is tractable. And on the other hand, intractable is someone who's very stubborn. They do not want to go along with what you ask them to do. They're very hard to manage. And of course, malleable, like metals are malleable, something that can be molded. So something that can be changed is malleable. So that's also a personality type or a trait. And recalcitrant. Recalcitrant essentially means something that will not change irrespective of how much time you give it. It is very stubborn, it's resistant to change, it's resistant to authority. Recalcitrant. Great. We saw a lot of big words today. We also saw words to describe the different personalities and the different kind of behavior of people, right? See how you can use these to describe the people that you know, right? Maybe write down in your journal or in your book what words you can use to describe the people that you know. That's a great way to learn words. Make sure you like and subscribe if you like this video and hit the bell notification. And of course, don't forget to check out the 30-day free trial by going to capshine.com or downloading the app from the Play Store. Thank you.